I can't. I can't. Oh my god. Yor is a menace. Hey guys, it's your girl Aisha, aka GeekXX Chic, and we are back with another reaction to Spy Family. We're now into episode 3, which is called Prepare for the Interview. So the last episode of the show it was all about meeting the third member of the Forger family, Yor, who only Anya is aware of, that she's an assassin, but she has a real need to kind of create a cover story for her personal life to be able to continue in her assassin activities, much like how Lloyd/Twilight is in need of a cover family for what he needs to do. So they got together rather serendipitously with the help of our little telepath Anya, and they decided to get married in the last episode because it just solves all their problems. But the next step for Twilight to get on with his mission, of course, is to actually get Anya inside of this prestigious school, and that requires her passing the parental interview. Anya nailed the test, the test to test her intelligence to get into the school, but now it's up to Twilight and Yor to convince this, I'm assuming a committee or whoever it is who's in the admittance part of the school, to think that this family is good enough to admit their child. So I'm ready to get into this episode, but before I do, if this is your first time on my channel, thank you so much for coming. And if you really like what you're seeing here, I would love it if you go ahead and show some love to the like button and leave some comments below. Let me know what's up. If I missed anything, I really appreciate when you guys comment and let me know what's up. It gives a little love to the algorithm for me as well, which I very much appreciate. And if you're really loving it here, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We're on a journey to 10K, and I'd love you to be there. And the same goes for you if you've been here before. Thank you so much for coming back as always. And YouTube, please like, comment, subscribe, all them things that us YouTubers ask for. We'd appreciate it so much. All right, that out of the way, guys. Let's get into episode 3 right about now. They're an attractive family. I love that, with the pile of bodies between them or beside them. Got ourselves a little recap of the whole season already, even though it's only been 2 episodes. I say it's the one thing about animes I'm not a fan of, is that like so many of them, even if they have like a half-hour episode, they'll sometimes spend like 5 minutes of it doing a recap, and I'm like, modest. We like it. We like a girl who knows how to keep it simple. Okay, your house. Fair enough. Aw, she's cute. Okay. I guess that makes sense, because it'd be really hard to explain to people that you got married within 24 hours. Yeah, exactly. I kind of like how they keep showing these 3 perspectives. What's interesting about that animation right there is the way that both of them had like those sly eyes, because they're both lying about something, and then you've got Anya with the big, round, innocent eyes. Interesting animation choice. It's very nice. Did you not spell your name right? Or is it one of those situations where you can't find something that spells your name properly, when those generic tags? Let me tell you, I've never been able to find a tag or a keychain with my name on it. It's hurtful. Haha. GG and haha. Sure. That is... Hey, come on now. In her age, that's as much helping as she can do. It's a thought that counts. Exactly. She's like, where shall I store the bodies? Is there a closet? Refrigeration situation? No? Okay. Oh, nope, that's probably weapons. Yeah. I mean, bless her heart. Her heart was in the right place. It's very sweet, but you're in a house with a child now, so are you gonna need to put all that stuff away, or lock it up? Oishi? You're cruel, sir. You're so cruel. Let the girl make a good first impression on her new mama. God. She'll know the truth soon enough.
いつもどんなこと？
父に留守番を命じられるので、一人寂しくテレビを見て。
Oh, no, no, too honest.
死亡理由ですか？死亡心肺停止とか出血多量とか精神
Just pure violence. I love it.
こなしてきたこの俺は今初めてく
Oh,
じけかけ
okay.
て
Give them some coaching, buddy.
No.
Your whole job was to integrate into different situations. These are two people.
見聞を広めて上流家庭における一般常識
There
を
we
身につ
go.
け
Yes, let's do some lessons before we start judging too hard.
思いっきりハグしてあげたら肋骨2本折ってしまったこともありました気をつけないと
I can't. Oh my god. Yours a menace. Okay, someone needs to take yours to some genteel training. Sis needs to chill out. Maybe take up some meditation, some, soft breathing, because just pure violence and death with this girl. Chee.
一流のアートに触れて以下略。
チーチー、すっぽんぽんすっぽんぽん。首チョンパ、体チョンパ。
Facts. Not her actually getting happy about the guillotine. Wow, something is wrong with this woman. I thought maybe she was just good at what she did, but she actually liked this stuff.
とすると、この魔女っぽいのはお姫様か。なんかグロいな。この猫は可愛いが。
On second thought, maybe he is seeing a little too much.
似合うと思うけどじゃあこれならどう？
引っ越しの荷物の量から見て、服には無頓着なのかと思ったが。カラーコーディ
She
ネートに
prefers
こだわ
red because that way you don't see when the blood splatters all over the clothes.
とても素敵なんですがいざという時
Oh my gosh, I can't. Same with black, I guess. Black is one of the few colors where blood doesn't show up on it easily. No, not these faces. No, come on. Smile. Oh, yeah, I guess that would be really traumatizing to hear how much hate adults can foster when you're so young.
夜さんはなんか、
Wow, you're gonna have to reel that in, okay? I don't even know what if there's a name for having an obsession with knives, but this chick's got it.
あらゆる事態を予測し、準備し、周到な計画に基づいて行動するのがスパイの鉄則。ならば、
Yeah,
想定
this is kind of hard when you can't tell them the mission and you're dealing with a child, a real child. But also, he's expecting them to be prepared and learn everything in a day. Like, sir, take a breather, okay? Nobody learns that quick unless you're a spy.
また頑張ろうってこんなと
Interesting.
ころ退屈ですよねすみません
Nah.
人いっぱいより好き。
Yes, that would be much better for Anya. Parks are peaceful, and it looks like y'all really do need some peace.
不用心なばあさんだ。
This old lady should be more careful? An old lady shopping. Okay.
必ず捕まえますので後で病院へお連れしますあらまあありがとう
Yours a good girl when she's not murdering people.
Oi, お前また。
Wow, okay. So when she focuses, it's too much for her.
あいつ。服装は違うが、歩き方の癖というのは。
Oh, my guy memorizes the way that you walk, your walking gait. Okay.
貴様には臭い飯が妥当だ。
Oh, they even deserve to eat. I wouldn't let them eat.
目立ってはい
A
けない
little too late for that when you literally pounced from the sky, sir.
僕は夜さんがいなかったら追いかけもしなかった。
That's true.
ありがとうねいい
Here we
男だ
go.
ね
いや、
Shake that arm off. Yes. Old folks are like uncommonly strong sometimes.
感謝されるのも悪くないか。
父ツンデレ。
It's true.
今日はいい気分転換になりました。
Look
僕も
at you
改
tapping
めて
into your human side. Oh, blushing for something other than a blade or a weapon of death.
と母いちゃん。
Progress?
してない。
She knows.
おい、それよりも模擬面接に再チャレンジだ。
Maybe tomorrow. Let them rest.
上から飛び乗ってやっつけて臭い飯食わせます。
Amen.
そこは見なかったことにしとけ。
Kids, do as you do, not as you say, sir.
かっこよかったですね。
ずっとバーン臭い飯。
Don't be mad. She's a child. Come on now. You need to ease up.
そう見えたのならまあ、準備の 1% くらいは進んだと思うことにする
Damn.
か。
Okay. Well, hey, 1% is better than 0. It's progress. And it's been a day. Your expectations a little insane. All right, is that it? Let me just see, because the last episode we had stuff going right into the credits, but it looks like we're just gonna do solid credits this time around. All right, guys, that was episode 3, which was called Prepare for the Interview, and I like it. I love seeing how, like, I expected this. I expected it was going to be a bit clunky with the 3 of them trying to find a rhythm, especially since they're not really a family. They don't really know each other, but especially I think what's making this a little bit more awkward is the fact that Yor is not at all maternal. Like, even though it looks like she raised her little brother and she clearly has we can see that she has some caregiving instincts, but we also heard her say that she crushed her brother's ribs just by hugging him. So again, I think that has more to do with her training. And again, I'm hoping as the show goes on, we get more explanations as to how she got into this type of assassin training, where she was she interacting with her brother the entire time? Like, it just seems strange that she'd be off doing this while her brother was just living a normal life. But again, depending on how her training happened and whether or not she was like pulled away from her family for extended periods of time when this was happening, that would probably explain why she wouldn't have learned things like don't crush your brother with a hug too tight and things like that. And also the fact that she is more obsessed with things around death and killing than she is around human interaction. So like I said, we're probably going to learn these things about Yor as time goes on, but you know, you've got that factor adding to the awkwardness that she really isn't the greatest with human interactions that aren't like reciprocal or reciprocal in the sense of like her providing a service to them or caregiving or killing them. And then you've got Twilight, who's just completely on mission. Everything's about the mission. Everything's about getting it done. Everything's about the perfection of getting things done. And it was so interesting watching throughout this episode how frustrated he was getting with both Yor and with Anya, because obviously, like he said, he's only ever relied on himself. He's only ever had to work on his own. So having to suddenly deal with a child and then deal with somebody who's not trained to be a spy, this is very frustrating for him. He's starting to understand that what he considers to be second nature and easy is not easy for everybody else. And because it's so different from what he's used to, his frustration level is instant. And it's not fair, right? Obviously, it's not fair. He's expecting the impossible from a child. He's expecting, like, again, he doesn't know she's an assassin, but he's expecting the impossible from someone he also just met. So him just having to kind of breathe through this and actually take life one day at a time is frustrating, but it's something he absolutely needs. Right? Because his life's a mile a minute. Like we saw that in the first episode. He's very detached from just the mundane, humane things of life. He's very much been focused on mission to mission to mission, but that's not a way to live. That's not a way to be. And we've already seen small pieces of that get chipped away. First with Anya, like that first day when he fell asleep with her in his arms. He never falls asleep in front of people, right? So even though it was a little thing, it was big because that showed that he's, again, letting that human side of him just relaxing and enjoying something like a nap coming back. And then in this episode, when they go to the park together and, we hear Yor say like, look, I know it's nothing fancy, but I come here because it just helps me to refocus on why I do what I do and to just get calm. Even Twilight had to admit that like it was kind of nice just to be in the peace and the quiet and just see people chilling and not have to be worrying about, assessing bad situations or thinking about the next thing that he's got to do. So these are the things that we're going to see for Twilight anyways that are going to help him not be so all about the business. There's more to life than spying. There's more to life than his job. There's a whole world of connection and interactions that he's kept himself hidden from, most likely because of his training, but also because he didn't really have any reason to do it before. And now this family is forcing him to have to do that. And I think he's going to realize that this is something that he needed. Like, I don't think he even understands how much he needs that. But when it starts to come into his life, he's going to realize that it's been this huge hole missing that he absolutely does need. I like seeing that this episode was kind of more, I think, about Twilight breaking down those walls. Very little on Yor, outside of her just kind of adjusting to being in this house with the two of them, trying to understand the assignment that she's been given. Like I said, we saw that she's got a very weird obsession with death and instruments of death. Hopefully that will lighten a bit as she's in a house with children now. Although Anya, poor girl, is like keeping a side eye on her, thankfully. She's like, okay, I like you, mama, but you're a little weird. But I think that's going to be great for her too, because just like Twilight, but in a different sense, Yor has been detached from her humanity and from the softer side of herself for a long time. And I think that Anya will be the first one to pull that out of her. But we saw she's getting a little crush already on our guy Twilight as it is. And so we'll have to see. Like I said, things are going to get messy when real emotions start to come in, because both of them are definitely keeping that door closed at the moment. The only other thing we got was a little bit of Anya's powers. We know that she's a telepath, obviously, but we saw that it looks like when she's surrounded by a large group of people who are thinking a lot or thinking very negative or powerful thoughts, because negative thoughts are actually quite powerful. It looks like it's overwhelming for her because she's constantly surrounded by thoughts. Like, we know that, but she seems better at like zoning it out when she's out and about or when there's a little bit of dispersion between people. But because she was there at that protest, and of course, lots of anger, lots of negative emotions there, we saw her quickly get overwhelmed because she isn't to the point where she's able to shut those things out yet. And she immediately became tired and just irritable. So as soon as she got away from it and she was someplace quiet, she was happier. But then we saw when she was trying to focus in on the pickpocket, like actually work her powers as opposed to just letting them happen, she got the nosebleed, right? So yeah, we're learning a little bit more about her. Clearly, I think it's a combination of, obviously, I think usually whenever we see anything with people's superpowers, whenever they focus or use them a lot, there typically is a physical toll. We're seeing that with Anya, but we also don't know if that's also because she's never learned how to use them properly. We're going to learn a bit more about, I think, how her powers work. And first, I didn't think that we were going to have Twilight and Yor find out about the telepathy well, maybe not this season still, but I thought maybe it might be a secret that went quite long in this series, but I have a feeling that they're going to find out sooner than later, and more so because I feel like Anya's going to need the help, and she's going to need someone older and, a little bit more focused than she is to help her through it. So I feel like Twilight's going to figure it out, or he's going to learn about it first and potentially Yor afterwards. But yeah, like I said, at first I thought maybe it'd be something that Anya was going to keep a secret for a good chunk of the series, but I have a feeling I wouldn't be surprised if at least Twilight finds out by the end of the season, because I feel like that's something that she's going to need help with, because all we need is for Anya to get into the wrong situation again and get overwhelmed, and it could be very detrimental for her, and we obviously don't want that. So another great episode. I kind of like that we were kind of chill this episode, not a lot of action, definitely more about the family dynamic. Still funny, still witty, still really well written, loving it, and I cannot wait for the next episode. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching along with me. If you did, please give this video a little like, and we will see you in the next video.